Merry Christmas, everyone, to all those who celebrate, of course. I hope that today you guys have cheer, joy, and you know what? I want to give you guys a little gift too. In case you missed it, we just got some new character reveals in live action for the upcoming Avatar The Last Airbender series, and you know what? I'm so excited. What's going on, everyone? James here with some real news, and that's right, today on Christmas Day we're talking all about some new character reveals for the live-action Netflix series Avatar The Last Airbender. I cannot wait, you guys, for February 22nd, 2024 when this series drops, but before then, showrunner Albert Kim blessed us with some amazing new looks at some characters that we love and a character that we've never seen before. Now, this all happened on Thursday, December 21st, but your boy was out of town, so now that I'm here, I can't wait to talk about it, and it was released in a series of posts on X. So let me tell you guys, this was some good marketing. And the reason why this strategy was amazing is because Thursday, December 21st marked the very first day of the winter solstice. And book one, water, and we get introduced to the South Pole and the water tribes and ice, and you know, you catch my drift here. So it was very good marketing strategy from Netflix and from Albert Kim himself. Now, before we dive into these photos and before we get into my thoughts and some of my theories, if it is your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I love talking about movies, TV, and all the news in between. So if you do too, hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, tap on that bell, and help us get to our 2024 goal of 50,000 subscribers. You guys, thank you so much for allowing me to have this space and cultivating a community that loves movies and TV and Avatar and the Dragon Prince. It's just such a blessing, and I'm so glad we broke our goal this year, which was 20,000 subscribers, and it's due in large part to you. And guys, get loud down below in the comments and let me know as we go through these photos. Tell me your thoughts. Do you love it? Do you not like it? Are you reserved? Are you cautiously optimistic? I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts. Alrighty, you guys, so let's waste no more time and let's get into these photos. But before we hop into them, I want to kind of recap the characters we have seen revealed before December 21st. Let's start with Aang, who's played by Gordon Cormier, who I think looks the part. Katara, played by Kiawentiio. You have Sokka, played by Ousley. Prince Zuko, who's played by Dallas Liu. Azula, who's played by Elizabeth Yu. Uncle Iroh, played by the man himself, Paul Sun-Hyung Lee. Hopefully we can get him on the channel for an interview soon. We have Fire Lord Ousley, who's played by Daniel Dae Kim. Commander Zhao, who's played by Ken Leung. Suki, played by Maria Zhang. And we have Appa and Momo, played by nobody. But I wonder if D. Bradley Baker would come back to voice those amazing characters. Now, listen, that's maybe a pipe dream. We'll see what happens there. But those are the characters that we've seen prior to this new reveal and this new drop collection of photos. I cannot wait to now get into these images, because there's one in particular that is, well, not a new character revealed, but it is a character in a new setting. Let's start with this first look at Aang in a scene and in a moment that we've never seen him in before in the live action series. It looks like he's meditating here on a rock with a creature in the background that has been confirmed to be a bear that's been burned, possibly by the Fire Nation. Now, could this be a scene where Aang is trying to connect to the past avatars? I'd have to say it probably is, and it's going to come early in season 1. But we also see Aang's airbender staff in the corner of the image with some amazing air insignias carved into this staff. Now, I do think this scene is going to be exactly what I'm thinking it's going to be, which is Aang just trying to connect to these past avatars, which would be so dope. I'm just really curious to see how early it comes in the series. I can say series, I guess, because there's only been one season that's been confirmed. So I'm super interested in this moment, but it seems like everything, the set itself just looks good. You know what I mean? There's no real fault I have. There is a fault I have with one of these images, but we'll get there eventually. Let's move on to the very first look at Gran Gran. That's right, you guys. Katara and Sokka's grandmother in the flesh. She's played by an actress who I think is going to crush it in this role. Casey Camp Hornick looks the part completely. I mean, the costuming alone, you want to start there, you guys? The costuming looks great once again, and I think that's a common denominator for every first look image we've seen so far. And I love how accurate her hairstyle is too. Listen, this just looks great so far. We haven't gotten any line of dialogue really from these major characters. I have to imagine though, in this particular scene, it's going to be early in season 1, similar to book 1 of the original series, where Gran Gran gets introduced to the Avatar, and then the Fire Nation with Zuko comes barging in, and they're looking for the Avatar himself. So I do think this will happen early, but man, oh man, does this photo look great. Alrighty, so let's move on to Jet, a new look at this character who we've only had confirmation of the casting, and this character being played by Sebastian Amoruso. I was curious because I don't know much about this actor. However, this first look, yeah, this is the one image I'll tell you in this batch that didn't look great to me. Now, we recently spoke about Jet on the channel because of the first look image we got last week of Aang, Katara, and Sokka in a forest setting, and I thought maybe that could be where they are introduced to Jet and his freedom fighters. However, in this photo, it looks more like he's in a war-torn setting. Could be possibly Fire Nation has attacked his land. It could be a flashback. We don't know. But again, we don't get much of his outfit. But the hairstyle looks fine, and it's just the green screen in the background. It's very artificial. I don't think this is a very good first look image. Not saying that the character won't be good, and not saying the acting won't be good. It's just the artificial nature of the photo doesn't really look great. I'll say this is probably the weakest one of the bunch. Alrighty, so we're going from Jet to June, a very first look at June played by Arden Cho, and let me tell you, this is my favorite first look image that we got last week, and what I'd consider to be the best new reveal that we've gotten so far, other than Uncle Iroh. Sorry, I love Uncle Iroh and I love Paul Sun-Hyung Lee, but that's besides the point. Arden Cho looks great. The tattoo on her arm is amazing, the outfit, I mean, it just seems like she's got the look down. And according to a little friendly back and forth between showrunner Albert Kim and the actress herself, Arden Cho, it seems like she's been adapting to the role of June very nicely, and it's almost scary, according to showrunner Albert Kim. Now, June is a character that is no holds barred, and as long as she's getting paid, she will find her prey. But how does she do that? In large part thanks to her buddy, RAYLA, the Shershu who she rides on in the original series. We get a little glimpse, it's like a tiny glimpse at RAYLA, but it's not enough. So I'm very curious to see the design and how it looks when she's actually riding. I'm curious, but I think it'll turn out well. So far, like I said, this is one of the best first look images that we've gotten overall. Alrighty, you guys, so we have 2 more first look images left, but let's begin with another look at Suki with a brand new character, Mayor Yukari. Now, Yukari is a character that was never in the original series and is created just for the live action show, so if you haven't actually seen this name before, you're not alone. Now, the photo itself is a pretty basic 2-shot of them staring out into the distance, so nothing crazy is going on. However, it does get me thinking about Mayor Yukari and her role in this season. I think, if I had to put my hat on here, that Mayor Yukari is going to be engaged in a lot of politics on Kyoshi Island, and we're going to get more of an insight into the struggle and the power balance between being peaceful and being aggressive. Very curious to see how that sort of plays out, and could Suki maybe be that wild card for that little tug-of-war match between those who want to, of course, not fight and those who want to engage in combat to defend themselves. So I'm very curious about that. Now, I will say, the makeup for Suki is incredible. Now, she's played by Maria Zhang, and Maria Zhang, I think, is going to do a very good job in this. The makeup and the costuming, though, for Suki is some of the best that I've seen, and we haven't even gotten the full episodes yet. Man, it's so spot on. And finally, our last new reveal from last week is a very first look at the Mechanist, played by Danny Pudi. Now, he looks amazing as the Mechanist here. I am so in love with the makeup and costuming department. How are they doing this? The hairstyles are just incredible. This looks stripped directly from the original series, and it works, you guys. It works. I'd have to imagine that this is going to be the episode where Aang and the gang meet Teo in the Northern Air Temple. Does that mean it's going to be exactly the same in terms of the series of events? Maybe not, but this is definitely going to be an episode, I think, solely focused on Aang and the gang going to the Northern Air Temple, meeting the Mechanist and Teo. So excited, you guys. Seriously, the hair and makeup and hairstyle department, I just said hair twice, they did their thing, you guys. They really did. So there you have it. That's the entire new batch of character reveals and first look images from last week. I'm so glad we got to sort of go through these together and dissect my thoughts. Again, my favorite is June, her image. My least favorite is Jet. I hope in the final product everything looks a little bit better with the scenes involving Jet. I'd have to imagine they will. And I do want to see more of the Freedom Fighters too in that episode. So what does this mean moving forward, you guys? Well, usually when you get a new poster or a new first look image, it's shortly followed by a trailer. Now, of course, that did not happen, but that doesn't mean we won't get a trailer very soon. If I had to guess here, we're going to get our first full official trailer, not a teaser trailer, but a full trailer for Avatar The Last Airbender on Netflix come January. Now, will it be the first week of January, the second week? I can't tell you that, but I'd have to imagine it's going to be very close to the new year. And the reason I say that is because you got to leave some more space and room for junkets, promo tour, and yeah, it's going to be a lot because they're pushing this strong as we get started with the new year, you guys. February 22nd is right around the corner, and I can't wait. So if you are also excited, hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Tap on that bell. You know why? Because I'm going to be reacting to every single episode, give you my reviews, my breakdowns. Cannot wait. And we'll be covering all the news leading up to that release date. And if you haven't already, let me know down below in the comments which of those first look images was your favorite. Alrighty, you guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and eat the cookies that Santa left over. I'm serious. Santa left a plate full of cookies. Unless Appa took care of those. I bet he did. Alrighty, y'all. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.